Okay, Torah concept, the New Testament, put off blasphemy. Now, the Torah contains several passages that parallel Paul's exhortation in Colossians 3:8 to put off blasphemy. These parallels emphasize prohibitions against misusing God's name, speaking irreverently or cursing others, concepts that align with rejecting blasphemy and corrupt speech. So the Torah parallels to put off blasphemy. Exodus 20 verse 7 is the prohibition against misusing God's name. The Torah directly forbids blasphemous speech, echoing Paul's call to reject irreverence. Leviticus 24, 10-16. Case of the blasphemer stoned. This is a legal precedent for punishing blasphemy. These verses show the seriousness of blasphemy in Torah law, paralleling Paul's moral warning. Deuteronomy 5:11. Repetition of the Third Commandment reinforces the sanctity of God's name. Leviticus 19 verse 12. Here are the false oaths, or misuse of God's name extends blasphemy to dishonest speech. Exodus 22 verse 28. Respect for the divine and human authority parallels Paul's rejection of slander, railing, and abusive speech. Deuteronomy 13 verse 5. False prophets leading to rebellion or speaking against God's authority connects blasphemy with rebellion and corrupt teaching. The key observations here: Paul's put off blasphemy is part of a broader exhortation to shed sinful speech, anger, malice, slander, filthy language. The Torah parallels emphasize the sanctity of God's name and the ethical weight of speech. Misusing God's name or cursing others is treated as a violation of covenant holiness. Legal versus moral framing. In Torah, blasphemy is a capital offense, like Leviticus 24. In Colossians, Paul reframes it as a part of the believer's moral transformation, putting off the old self and living in Christ. In the continuity, both traditions highlight that speech is not neutral. Words can desecrate or sanctify, destroy, or build up. So the context synthesis here is that the Torah equals external law and covenant boundaries. Blasphemy is forbidden because it desecrates God's holiness and undermines communal order. Colossian equals internal transformation. Paul urges believers to put off blasphemy as a part of spiritual renewal that is in Christ. The parallels is that both stress that the relevance of speech is essential to covenant faithfulness, whether under the Torah or in the creation ethic of the gospel. The Torah's prohibitions against misusing God's name are direct parallels to Paul's teaching. This is how Paul taught Torah in the New Testament. The Torah has not passed away.